Okay, right. So what we learned in last class? What we learned in last class? Right. So we learned in last class, number one question, how many types of columns available? How many types of columns available in OBIEE? How many types of columns available in OBIEE? Three types. What are those columns? Key columns. Okay, example, student number, employee number, etc. Second, string columns. String columns. Example, employee name, customer name. Okay, hire date, date data type also falls under where? String only it falls here. There is no specific date kind of columns. Okay, actually the word is, instead of string word, I can say descriptive column. What is this? Descriptive column is the right word. Descriptive column is the right word. Okay. Now under the descriptive column, string data types will be coming and date data types also will be coming. Third one measures. Something you are able to measure about your business. Something you are able to measure about your business. For example, I give it here, let us say number of units ordered by the customers today. Based on that one, you will be knowing, how my business is going on. How many things we delivered to the different customers. Based on that one, I come to know my employees, how they are working. I want to know how the revenue is generated. I want to know how the revenue is generated. I want to know, let us say, number of customers increased this month. Number of customers available are increased or decreased, whatever it is. These all things are called as what? Measures. Now we know second question answer, how many types of tables, how many types of tables available in OBIEE. How many types of tables available in OBIEE? Two types of tables available. One is called as dimension table, second is called as fact table. In dimension table, what are the columns available? What columns will be available in the dimension table? Key columns plus descriptive columns. These are the two types of columns only available. Descriptive columns. Next, what are the columns available in the fact table? At least one measure. What is that? One measure. At least one measure. At least one measure should be available here. Okay, mostly we'll try to prepare a fact table with all things as measures only. But sometimes what will happen is, there is a possibility in the fact table you may have key columns, you may also have string columns, you may also have measure columns. But how you can identify the given table is a dimension or fact table is, at least do you have one measure or not? At least if you have one measure, then I can certify that as a fact table. Okay, now we are clear about that one. And next one, how many types of schemas available? How many types of schemas available? How many types of schemas available? Now, what are the schemas available? Number one, called as star schema. It is recommended for reading purpose, or it is recommended for inserting, updating, or deleting purpose. Reading purpose. Why we are recommending reading purpose? Number of joins are less. Number of joins are less. If number of joins are less, what is the benefit you are going to get it? Performance will be good. Performance of select statement statement select statement performance of select statement is good. That's what we are recommending this one in data warehouse, because the data warehouse, what is my main concentration? Reading and analyzing. That's it. Next one I want to go for snowflake schema. Next is what? Snowflake schema. In snowflake schema, what it is recommended for? Reading purpose or manipulation of the data purpose? Manipulation of the data. Manipulation of the data means it may be inserting some records, okay, one or two records. It may be updating one or two records, or it may be deleting one or two records. This is called as data manipulation. This data manipulation is very good in Snowflake schema, as table size is very less and properly we have the key columns also over there. From yesterday class we understand that one. Next one, mixed schema. Mixed schema. Any combination above things we are trying to mix it, then it is called as mixed schema. Mixed schema may be one star schema plus another star schema, one star schema plus snowflake schema, one snowflake schema plus snowflake schema. However, which is the most used one? Most used one is what? Star plus star. Next question, in OBIEE BMM layer, what are the schemas we are using? In OBIEE BMM layer, what are the schemas? What are the schemas we are using? What are the schemas we are using? Star schema. Even though we have these all schemas, we are going to use what? Star schema, or what is the next one? Mixed star schema, we are going to use it. Mixed star schema, we are going to use it. These all things we understand from yesterday's class. Okay, now today's class we need to learn about. Today we need to learn about OBIEE tool, sir. We have to start with OBIEE tool. Till yesterday we discussed data warehousing concepts. Data warehousing concepts are required to all the people, any tool they are working. It may be ETL, Informatica, Data Stage, Ab initio, SSIS, ODI tool, any ETL tool. Or it may be any reporting tool, Power BI, Tableau, Cognos, SAP Business Objects, Domo, ClickView, whatever it may be reporting tool. But now today onwards, whatever will happens, that is totally specific to your OBIEE tool. Specific to your OBIEE tool. Okay. For that, let me open notes, whatever we have it. If you go to the Google Drive, Master Lab copy, OBIEE, then I have here OBIEE 12C. Then we have the notes is available here. You can take these notes. Right. Now OBIEE introduction. Right. The first point is in OBIEE introduction. You can see the first point is, what is the first point? NK's company developed a tool called as NK's tool. NK's company developed a tool called as NK's tool. Even today, If you go and try to observe the backend folder names or files names, we'll see starting with NQS like that. Even today, whatever you're getting the error messages also, if you observe it, you'll see the NQS. So this is created by those people. At that moment, initially they given folder names, file names starts with NQS. For instance, let us go and try to observe here. I am going to the one of the VM. I think it is 11G VM. It is open. Let it be, no problem. Anyhow, we are going to see 11G and 12C side by side. We are going to see it. Now, if you go and try to see here, my computer in the C drive, OBIEE home. Don't try to remember this path. Path is not required at this point of time. I am going to the some folder. Let me navigate to that folder. Here, what is the title we are seeing here? NQS config. This is very important file. Actually, it's a configuration file of the server. Starts with what it is? NQS. It is starting. It's starting with NQS. So what I am trying to say is the first company which developed this tool is by NQS company. It's developed it. And from them who purchased this one, Sibyl people purchased this one, and they renamed this tool as Sibyl Analytics. They renamed it. They renamed this tool as what? Sibyl Analytics. That is the reason if you see the big profiles, who has 15 years, 20 years, that kind of experience, they used to put, I have chance to work on the Sibyl Analytics also. And unfortunately, in our IT industry, if anyone is saying 15 years I worked on one particular tool means it is fake. Seriously, I am telling it. Because your roles will be keep on changing. Let us take my career itself. Do you think like I work from beginning to now OBIEE? No, not at all. I got chance to work on first Informatica something, then I got chance to work on something. See, once we came onto the bench, okay, people will be pushing to the some other tool in the same data warehouse, whatever which has the projects. Today OBIEE is good, so we are learning OBIEE. Tomorrow something else is doing market good, that we have to learn it. There is no other go. Otherwise we cannot sustain. Are you getting my point? But what you should be strong is the basic fundamental. See, one more reporting tool learning will not take more than 1 week of time if already you have the experience on one reporting tool. She is using, let us say, Android mobile. Today I am giving iOS mobile to her. How much time she required to how to use this mobile to learn it? Matter of hours, maybe, to see the what are the options, where it is available and all. See, it is a mobile application, limited options. That is the reason hours. Similarly, reporting tool also. There also we have what filter. There also we have what prompt. There also what we have whatever concepts available here. Everything available where? In other reporting tool also we have it. Joins available. Everything is available. Only thing changing is what? The navigation. If I want to download one app in Android means I need to go to the Google Play. Yeah. If I want to download same thing in iOS mobile, then I have to go to the App Store. That point you have to know, that's it. But your concept already, you know what? Hey, I want one app, I want it. Then I have to go to the some store, I have to go, that you know it. But what is that it is called as in that specific tool, you don't know. That you are going to learn it matter of within 1 week of time. So what I want to brush up here is, don't trust the tool. Our career should not be limited with one tool. Are getting my point? We cannot bond our life with one tool. Whatever it is came in the market which is doing good, if you are trying to learn that one, that is always good. For that, what you have to know is basic fundamentals. You should be strong. What is join? what is schema, what is table, what are the dimension tables, what are the fact tables, how the data is existing. That area, once you are strong, tool navigation is changing, that won't stop you your career. Okay, if you give any one reporting tool to me, let us say recently we have chance to execute one Power BI project. Literally 6 months back, I don't know what is Power BI. I hardly had chance to listen that word Power BI word. But we executed one project. Hardly we taken 3 members in that project. None of them has Power BI experience. None of them has Power BI experience. We given 1 week of time. You do whatever you want it. We want Power BI to be started after 1 week. They learned it because they are already experts in some other tools of the reporting. Already they are experts in some other tools of the reporting. We provide basic materials. We register in the Microsoft website. We register in the Microsoft website as we have the corporate IDs. We get it the software and we got everything. We got it. Then software once is available, they will play around it. That's how it happened. So what I'm trying to say is you should not stick with one tool. Okay, you have to stick with concept. What is happening? What is the, if I'm doing dragging and drop, I am doing is what is happening in the back end. What SQL is executing it. Can I write that same SQL with my own hand or not? That's how we have to be strong. Am I clear? That we are going to learn it. Now, in the era of 2006, Oracle organization acquired Siebel and renamed the Siebel Analytics as what? OBIEE 10C. In 10C, there are so many versions are available. Starts with 3.02, ends with 4.2. Ends with 4.2 also we have it. What is this? 4.2. So if you go and try to observe these versions carefully, first 3 things are common, right? 10.1.3. 10.1.3 is common. What is changing? 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Whenever these 2 things are equal, it is moving on to 4.0, then 4.1, then 4.2. Now, in the era of 2010, they come up with what? 11G version. In the 11G also, we have here, first 3 things are common. This is what? 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9 is the last version what we have it. Then, in the end of the 2015, they come up with what? 12C. These are the versions what are available in 12C. Are you getting my point? Right. We are going to teach 11G version and we are going to teach 12C version. Both we are going to teach here. So that if anyone, US people or anyone want to showcase 6 or 7 years of experience, they can go and can put 2 or 3 years of experience on this one and 2 or 3 years of experience on this one. Strictly speaking, even today, 70% of the projects are still in 11G. Only 30% of the projects will be available in 12C. But in a short span of time, there is a chance of the percentage will be reverse. 30% will be executing the 11G, 70% may go into the 12C. That is the reason we should be ready with that version also. Okay, and there is no major changes. Only 3 or 4 chapters are we have the major changes that we are going to see it very clearly. Remaining all things, if I given the tool to your hand, you will able to do that one. Once you know the 11G or once you know the 12C, other tool can do it. Now, OBIEE 12C installation, already we got chance to complete this one, right? Next we have here OBIEE 12C components. Yes, once we completed installation, as a reporting guy, what are the activities you need to do it actually? As a reporting guy, what are the activities you have to do it? You are reporting, right? What are the activities you have to do it? Number 1, you have to develop what? Semantic layer. Semantic layer is nothing but metadata layer. Metadata means what? Column names, table names, data types, size of the column, primary key information, foreign key information, about the structure, not about the values. RRITEC is not a metadata, it is a data. Employee name is what? Metadata. It's semantic layer all about metadata, all about structure of the table. Table name, column names, data types, sizes, these all things will come under there. Generically, I can say in any data warehousing tool, we are going to work with what? Metadata. The metadata, whenever we are running it, at that moment, the related SQL query will be executed in the back end and we are going to get the data. Are you getting my point? So, semantic layer means metadata layer, that's okay. And semantic layer is also called as middle layer. Middle layer between what and what? Between data warehouse and reports. Data warehouse and reports. Okay, now once you develop the semantic layer, then we can go and you can develop what? N number of reports you can develop it. Once you develop the reports, you are going to develop what? Dashboards you can develop it. Dashboards you can develop it. Okay, to develop the semantic layer, we require some kind of tool or not? We require some kind of tool. What is the tool is? The tool only we are saying as, what is the tool? Administration tool. The tool is called as what tool? Administration tool. The administration tool is useful to develop semantic layer. Administration tool is useful to develop semantic layer. Now, once you develop the semantic layer, then we are going to develop what is this? Reports. To develop the reports, what we required? Analytics. So, if you want to see these two things first, let us go and try to see here. I have here if you go to the start, then all programs, you install once product, then we'll get here Oracle Business Intelligence. What you are seeing here? BA administration. BA administration. If I click on this BA administration, we got one tool. The tool name is what? Oracle BA administration tool, we got it. This tool is useful to develop semantic layer. We'll learn shortly more about this one. Next, second one is we need to develop here reports. We have to develop it. To develop the reports, we have to go to the one URL. That URL is called as what? What is that URL? What is the word? Analytics. That is the reason it is called as analytical tool. Here you can go and you can log in using the username and password. Here we are going to develop here different types of reports. We are going to develop it. Suppose you want to know top 10 customers you want to know. You can take the customer name and you can take the what money he paid it. Then I can calculate here top 10 products I want, top 10 customers I want, right? Is in top 10. Then okay. Then click on results. We got the data. We got the data. So that much of simply we can develop here one report. We can develop it. So you people understand here, report we can develop by taking help of what? What is this? Analysis. Analysis is the one option what we used here. If you go to the new, here, what is the option we used? Analysis. Using analysis option only, we have chance to develop the report. We developed it. Analysis is part of analytics. Okay. Now we are clear about that one. Once you develop the things, then we have to go for what? Dashboard. Dashboard also you can go and you can develop it. That's what we have here. Dashboard development we have. Similarly, some other tools are also available. Delivery is useful for what? Scheduling. Those things we want to monitor, we have job manager. Those things we want to deploy, we have catalog manager. Okay, we have enterprise manager to monitor our servers. WebLogic server, it is a web server to access your reports globally. These all components we are going to see line by line. We are going to learn about it. At this point of time, you do not remember these all things. Let us start with our journey with first tool that is called as what? Administration tool. Because our life is starting with what? We have only three works. Number one is what? Semantic layer, how to develop it, we have to learn. Second is what? Reports, how to develop it, we have to learn. Third is what? Dashboards, how to develop it, we have to learn it. That's it. Only three works we have it. These three works are common for most of the reporting tools. Most of the reporting tools. Why I used here most of the reporting tools is some tools are available without semantic layer also. That means they have only how many works? Two works only, reports and dashboards. Reports and dashboards. Okay, but major tools are available with what? Three works: semantic layer development, reports development, dashboards development. Tools which has only two works is one tool is called as who is this guy? It's not coming. What is this? Tableau. Next, one more thing is available here that is called as what is this? Power BI. Power BI is a Microsoft product, and Tableau is Tableau's product only. These two tools will not demand semantic layer. Directly you can develop what? Reports and dashboards. However, it is a good competition right then. That is the reason in our OBIEE 12C, Oracle also come up with one extra component that is called as VA, Visual Analyzer. Visual Analyzer will not demand semantic layer. Directly you can take the database, and from the database you can go and you can connect here and you can get the reports and dashboards. So Visual Analyzer in OBIEE is equal to what? Tableau or Power BI, whatever available in the market. Are you getting my point? Okay, so that kind of functionality is available in our case also, but as of now this VA is not available in 11G. VA is available only in OBIEE 12C. It is available. OBIEE 12C is available. That also we are going to see it. Now, right now, let us go and try to see here. First one that is called as administration tool. We know already administration tool. First point, what is this? Is useful to develop the semantic layer. Semantic layer in OBIEE is called as, what is this? Repository file or RPD file. You know what? In OBIEE it is called as what? Repository file or RPD file. If you go for other tool, let us say if you take here semantic layer in SAP BO is called as what? Inverse. Semantic layer in Cognos is called as what? CPF. Cognos project file or model. So semantic layer is a general word. In different tools we'll call it as different names. Different names. In our OBIEE terminal is what? Repository file. That is the reason if you go here, if I am trying to create here one repository file, one new, if I click on the new, then what is the name we are seeing it? We are trying to create what? Repository file, we are trying to create it. And if you go and try to see the extension of this one, wherever it is storing, the location, if you go and try to observe it, OBIEE home, instance 1, don't try to remember this path. Path is not required at this point of time. This is the location by default where it is going to store it. And what is the extension we have here? What is the extension we have here? .rpd. So if I say RPD or repository file, both are one and same. RPD stands for repository document. RP means repository. D stands for document. If I say file or document, both are same, right? So that is the reason RPD came here. RPD means repository document or repository file. Whatever you are calling, both are one and same. Both are one and same. Okay, excellent. Now you understand here one point, why semantic layer in our OBIEE is called as repository file or RPD file. Because the file extension is available as RPD, hence it is called as RPD file. And that semantic layer, the semantic layer, whatever we have it, is also known as what? Metadata layer. Metadata means data about data is called as metadata. Any one data is giving more information about other data. Any one data is giving more information about other data, then that is called as metadata. Meaning, for example, I am writing here A B C D E F G H, like that. What is A B C D? Anyone can answer it? What is E F G H? Anyone can answer it? No. A B C D may be one book title, one movie name, one human being name, one other thing's name. We cannot comment on that one. But we are sure like it is some data, some value. The moment if I go and if I write here, let us say e-name. Now you are able to comment about ABCD or not? Yes. Now your e-name is giving more information about this ABCD or not? Then e-name is called as what? Metadata. It is a one data. This data is giving more information about what? This data. Hence this is called as what? Metadata. Any one data is giving more information about other data, then it is called as metadata. Metadata. Your e-name is metadata. ABCD is data. ABCD is data. Okay, that we are clear about it. Now, examples of metadata are table names, view names, stored procedure names, column data types, column size, etc. Simple words, any title is what? Metadata. Any data type is what? Metadata. Any key information is what? Metadata. Right. If you go and try to observe, let us say here, I am trying to open some existing one, it is trying to open. Let me open some existing one, open, offline, some other RPD developed by some other batch I am trying to open here. Now, if we go and try to observe what we have here, what is the D1 calendar here? It is a table name. Inside the table name, what we have here? What it is? Column name. And what is this one? Data type. Inside the data type, if you want at any point of time, let's say what it is? Length. Size. Length means size. And if you go and try to observe here, even we have here the information about what it is? Primary key. The information about what it is? Foreign key. So key information, data type information, size of the column information, all the titles of the columns, all the titles of the tables. I didn't imported the views actually. If you import the views, for example, I am right clicking here. What we are doing here? Importing the metadata. Metadata importing means what is coming? Even views also. Even stored procedures also. If you go for new physical table, here I have the option called as what? Stored procedures. So any title, simple words what? Any title is falls under metadata. Being a developer, in development time, we are going to work with what? Metadata. The moment whenever we are running it, the metadata equivalent SQL will be generated and will get the data. Right. Now, in any data warehousing tool, primarily we are going to work with what? Metadata. Already we are aware of these 2 points now. Now, such a beautiful RPD, how to develop it? Now we understand what is RPD. What is RPD, sir? It is a repository file. It is a semantic layer. It is a metadata layer. It contains column names, table names, blah blah. Now we understand what is RPD. To develop this RPD, majorly how many steps we have it? Those steps are: number 1, what is this? Physical layer. Number 2, what is this? BMM layer. Number 3, what is this? presentation layer. Total 3 steps are available. If you see this window, how many windows we are seeing here? How many windows we are seeing here? What is this? Physical. What is this? Business model mapping. There is nothing but BMM. What is this? This is what I written over the 3 steps. This is what I written over there. 3 steps. Development of the physical layer, BMM layer and presentation. These 3 layers together is called as what? Together is called as what? RPD, repository RPD. So in the development of RPD, we have 3 steps are available. Physical layer, BMM layer and presentation layer. Let us start with first one, that is called as physical layer development. Let us start with first layer, that is called as physical layer development. That's what our hands-on one. Till today, everything is theory. Thanks, you bear with me, because theory listening is very difficult. Okay, now practicals. So if you go for the practicals, whatever we are doing, we are able to observe the results also immediately, right? It will be more interaction than the theory. And in our case, even steps are given very clearly. In a way, you can practice your own way. There is no need of anyone help, like the document is available. So every day, whatever hands-on I completed, that till that point of time, without seeing, you have to practice it. That's how you have to increase your knowledge. 2 times you want, 3 times you want, see it and do it. But end of the day, you should be able to do what? Without seeing. Then only you have to go from the chair. Right. Now let us go and try to see here. Go to below location in case of Windows PC. Windows operating PC. Then we are going for here. This is what the location we are going. And we are trying to open administration tool. And unfortunately or fortunately, what I opened here, tool notes is what notes? 12C notes. Okay. Now let me open here. Which VM is open for me? 11G VM is open for me. 12C VM is not open. 11G VM is open. So first let me complete with the 11G. Then I will move on to what? 12C. Chapter by chapter I will move it. Don't worry. Chapter by chapter I will move on it. Are you getting my point? One chapter if I complete in 11G, same chapter we will do in where? 12C also we are going to do it. Okay. 11G while I am explaining, let us say if I taken 1 hour to explain one chapter, same chapter in 12C I will explain within 1 minute. Because there is no need of any explanation of the theory, directly navigation, right? So that much of fast it will happen in one version. Are you getting my point? Both we are going to see 11G and 12C simultaneously are going to see it. First let me start with the 11G. 11G corresponding nodes I have it. 11G corresponding nodes also I have it. If you go and try to observe classroom nodes, there is a 11G nodes is available. Let me open the 11G nodes. Okay. Hands-on one physical layer. And 11G and 12C also only this first step only differing, sir. Remaining all steps are same. What is this first step here? How to open the administration tool? We have to go to the start menu, then all programs, then Oracle Business Intelligence, then BA administration. So I am going here. Then let me close this window, whatever we have it. Now let us go for start. What do we have? All programs, next Oracle Business Intelligence, next BA administration. That's it. Now once you open this one, now you can follow 11G nodes or 12C nodes, doesn't matter. How to open this administration tool only differs in 11G and 12C. Now I will follow 12C only, I will follow it. Nothing will happen because what is the second step here? Go to file menu, new repository. Even if you go to the 12C also, what is the next step? Go to file menu and new repository. Once administration tool is open, once admin tool is open, next step onwards what, sir? Same navigation. Okay. Now Let's say I am following 12C notes only. I am following. Once you opened it, what you are seeing here? Go to file menu, then new repository. I am going to the file menu. Then there is an option called as, what is this? New repository. Let me click on that. Then we got one wizard. That wizard is asking about create new repository. Create new repository. Repository information. What is the first step? Repository information. Creating the repository and storing in what format? Binary, zeros and one. XML format. Whatever format you want to store it, you can store it. Generally, the file will be storing in the binary format only, so let it be binary. We never switch this one, don't worry. If you are using, let's say, SBase, some cubes you are using it. At the moment, MDS you are using, that will be good. Multi-dimensional source, right? So cube database means you have to go for that one. Mostly we are going to work with the relational databases, Oracle, Teradata, SQL Server, this kind of things, right? That's the reason always we'll go for binary. Now I want to give some name here. Let me give some name. Yes sir, what is your good name? Ranjit. Okay, let us say I am giving here on that guy name RRITEC, or else I'll give on batch number for this. RRITEC. And I am giving here, it is a 12C batch, right? We are explaining what? 12C we are explaining. So 12C, as well as we are also explaining what? 11G, both we are explaining. So 11G, I am giving like that, RRITEC, 12C and 11G. And whatever we developed here in 11G, same thing we are also upgrading to the 12C also. That we will see last. Whatever you do work in 11G, right? That work we also are going to upgrade into the 12C also we are going to do it. That is the reason I given here 11G and 12C both I given. Let me give it as it is 11G we are doing first. RRITEC, 11G we are doing first. Now I am trying to give you a location. What is the location? Any location you can go and you can store it. But by default, system is pointing to which location it is pointing. What is the location? Repository location it is pointing. At this point of time, you need not remember this path, whatever we have it. That path you will try to learn later. Now, import the metadata is what? Yes. Next is what? No. Next is what? MDS XML. If I select here MDS XML files, you can go and you can select it. If I say yes, now only it is going to import the metadata. If I say no, it's going to import later. Now only I want to import the metadata. We are importing, clearly it is saying as what, sir? Metadata we are importing it, not the data, Now it is asking repository password. Did you get the any credit card bill? Yes. If you open the credit card bill PDF, is it going to ask the password or not? Similarly, anyone found this RPD file, end of the day it is a file, right? Anyone found that one, still they cannot open it as they don't know password. That kind of password we are trying to put it. And this password, right, it is a new feature in 11G. In case of 10G, there is no repository level password. In 10G, there is no repository level password. So I am giving here RR capital, ITEC small 123. Then I am giving here RR capital, ITEC small 123. Now click on here next. We completed first step, we completed repository information. In this one we given only name we given as we are developing initially in the 11G, so I given name RRITEC underscore 11G I given. Next is what? Location I given. Then next is what? Now only I want to import it, then repository passwords I provided. Next, click on here next. Then we got here one window, create new repository, select your data source. Data source, if I say database, if I say both are one and same. Database and data source both are equal words. So data source meaning it may be Oracle is your data source. Oracle OCI stands for Oracle Call Interface. Oracle Call Interface. DB2 your source. database DB2, or it may be, let us say, some XML file is our source from where you want to develop this metadata, that we have to select it. And we have here one word. What is this word? Connection, right? These connections are divided into two types. These connections are divided into two types. If I want to communicate with Oracle, I can use OCI 10G 11G, yes or no? If I want to communicate with DB2, I can use what? DB2 CLI. If I want to communicate with MySQL, SQL Server, Teradata, Netezza, Greenplum, Hive, HBase, MongoDB, n number of things are available. Those all things are you seeing in the list? No. Then you cannot develop a report using Teradata. OBIEE tool is not going to support it. No, it supports. It supports. But these connections are divided into two types. One is called as native. Native connection means inbuilt it is available. Inbuilt it is available. Second is called as ODBC connection. Second is called as ODBC connection. First priority goes to inbuilt only, native connection. If native connection is not available for a given database, then we'll go for ODBC connection. That's what I written in the notes. If you go and try to observe notes, what I written here, select connection type as OCI 10G 11G. Native connection. What type of connection it is? Native connection of Oracle database. Connections are divided into how many types? Two types. One is native. Example is OCI 10G 11G. Second is what? ODBC. Example is if you want to communicate with SQL Server. Okay, connections are divided into two types. Okay, in my case, I would like to go with the what connection I would like to go with? OCI 10G 11G. There is asking some information here. If you see here, I am selecting, let us say, SAP BW. Then it is asking some information. So based on the database, what you are going to select it, system is going to ask you required information. In case of Oracle, it is expecting from you only username, database name, password. It is expecting. What is my database name? If you go to the SQL Plus, we used to connect here, right? SUPPLIER2 SUPPLIER2 @WarCL connect Scott Tiger @WarCL. In this one, what is username, what is password, what is database name? Scott is username, Tiger is password, WarCL is database name. If I want to communicate with this one, what is the username? Supply2 is username, supply2 is password, WarCL is database name. Any username, any password, any database name, whatever we have it, that we have to provide it. Before providing that information here, you check even with SQL Plus, we are able to connect it or not. Okay, I am trying to connect supply to schema. I am trying to connect it, let us say. So what I have to provide here? WarCL. Data source name is WarCL. Username is supplier 2. Password is supplier 2. That's how we have to provide the information. This is nothing but our database information. Database username, password, and database name information. Now we are trying to click on here next. Then it is expecting what? Step 2 is completed. We connected what? Data source. Inside the data source, inside the WarCL, inside this WarCL database, you may have a number of things, right? Let us say go for select star from TAB. Now I am seeing here so many tables I am seeing here. Okay, if I connect to the SUPPLIER2 @WarCL, then select star from TAB. Here also we are seeing what? 147 tables we are seeing here. Are you getting my point? You want to import those tables? That's what it is asking. And what is that? Primary key information also you want to import it. What is this? Foreign key information also you want to import it. What is this? Views, synonyms, aliases, system. Whatever you need, that you have to select it basically. By default, what already selected? Tables. I mean primary keys. Next, foreign keys. These are the things by default already selected. Now we are trying to click on here next option. Then we are going to get here one window shortly. Now I am seeing here, though I provided supplier 2, here, can I access select star from scott.dept? Can I access the table? This table is physically located where? In supplier 2 schema, or it's available in the Scott schema? Scott schema. Still I am able to access it or not? That means I have the supplier 2 as the access permissions to Scott. That is the reason we are able to see here Scott. We are able to see here Scott. We are able to see here. From the Scott, if you want to access the EMP table or DEP table, I can do that one. For example, I am going back here. I am not giving the supplier 2. I am giving, let us say, Scott. I am giving, let us say, Tiger. I am trying to click on next. Click on next. Are you seeing the supplier 2? Supplier 2 is able to communicate with the Scott. Supplier 2 able to communicate with Scott. Scott able to communicate with supplier 2? No. Because you may not have the permissions. If you go and try to see here, connect, Scott, then Tiger, then ORCL, then select star from, I know the table of the supplier 2, I am writing the table of the supplier 2 as D1 underscore customer 2. I know the table actually. This table is available in the supplier 2, but still it's showing as what? Table or view does not exist. Actually it is there, but this guy is not able to see that one because of the permission issue. Because of the permissions issue. Sorry? Yeah. Grants are not given. Grants are not given the database level. That is not our job. That is a DBA guy job. If you really need that also, we have to raise one remedy ticket or some ticket to the database administrator. Hey man, I need to access the supplier to using the Scott user, but I am not able to access it. Please provide required grants. He is going to provide it. That is not our job. Okay, what I want to say is, if you go and try to provide here whatever schema, based on that guy permissions, relevant schemas, relevant tables are going to see it. Are you getting my point? SUPPLIER2. We are providing here supplier to enter. Then we are able to see full window. We are seeing it. That means supplier 2 has permission of these all things. Now I would like to select here. Supplier 2, expand it. There I have the table. The table is called as, for example, I am trying to take here yesterday example. One customer can do n number of transactions, yes or no? N number of orders he can place it. In one day he can place n number of orders. Okay, on one product you may get n number of orders. And finally we require orders table. These three are what? Dimension tables. Orders is what? Fact table. That's what my meaning. One customer may give n number of orders. For one product you may get n number of orders. One day I may get n number of orders. Now I am trying to import this one. Click on here, import selected. Then we got one window. What is this window name? Connection pool. What is this connection pool? Very important word. Connection pool is a physical layer object. What chapter we are learning now? Physical layer. It is a physical layer object. It is useful to store database name, database username, database password, and how many maximum number of connections it has to support it. Is it has to share or not? Those all information is storing here. Simple words, database credentials. What is that? Database credentials are stored in physical layer object called as connection pool. Called as connection. And you used to go to the net banking, you used to see the statement, right? Statement is coming from where? Application or backend database? Backend database. Did you give in the database username and password? Inside the application that is embedded, that is integrated already. That's what, without database in the username password, you are able to get it. Even just now I got chance to develop a report. I taken simply one column, then I am trying to click on the result. I got the result. For this we didn't get it. Okay, let me take. Now we got the result or not? We got the result. This result I got it. Did I given the database username and password anywhere? No, I given only application username and password. Application username and password, not the database username and password. My Gmail ID is application ID. It's not the database ID. Database ID. So how I am able to access my all Gmails once I logged in? Because Gmail application, backend PHP code or whatever XML code we have it, inside that one we used what already? Corresponding database, password, username, database name, maybe security reasons, encrypted mode you might be used it. Like we are also using in the encrypted mode only we are using the password, yes or no? So connection pool is a object of the physical layer useful to store database credentials. Database credentials. Tomorrow you are running any one report. That report has to come to the connection pool. It has to observe this username, password, database name. It has to supply to the database. There it has to execute the SQL query and we have to give the result. So each and every report will go through what? Connection pool. Each and every report will go through what? Connection pool. So connection pool is a mediator between database and application. Connection pool is a mediator between what? OBIEE reporting application and database. So that's what I given here, these 2 points in our notes. If you see about the connection pool, I am talking here. Connection pool is a physical layer object. It is useful to store database name, username, password, etc. Connection pool is a communicator between database and OBIEE application, I mean to tell. Okay, now we are clear about that one. What is connection pool? Now tell me, inside one connection pool, how many databases you given? One, ORCL. If I have, let us say, 10 databases, ORCL, SQL Server 1, Teradata 1, ORCL 2. Are you getting my point? I need maybe some 10 tables from the SQL Server, 10 tables from the Teradata, 10 tables from the ORCL 1, 10 tables from the ORCL 2. To Oracle database possible or not possible? Possible. If I want, let us say, 4 databases, I want it, let us say. Maybe same databases or different databases. Then how many connection pools you needed? It's a very easy question. I have 4 databases.
So how many databases are there? Based on the databases, we need the connection pool also.
You mean to say equal number, right?
Yes.
Exactly, that's correct. If you have the 4 databases, then we need 4 connection pools. Why? Because one connection pool is able to point out to what? One database. If I have ORCL 1 and ORCL 2 are available, then one connection pool for ORCL 1, one connection pool for ORCL 2. For better understanding, I am also renaming this one connection pool to communicate with what? ORCL, right? I can give whatever name I want, I can give here. I am giving connection pool underscore ORCL. That means, okay, this is a connection pool to communicate with what? ORCL database. Like that I come to understand. Now I am trying to click on here, okay. Then it's trying to import it. What is this view? Data. So that means what? Inside the data source, what tables we have it. What is this view? Repository. That means what? What are the tables we import into the repository? If I expand it, let's observe here these 4 tables are imported. But what about this one, sir? It is dimmed out or it is enabled? It is dimmed out. Why it is dimmed out? Already it is imported. Suppose by mistake imported, you don't want this one, you can select it now, you can send back. You can send back. If you want to import again, you can select it and you can check here. And if you want to import, let's say one particular table, I want only one column only, I want it, not all the table. Then I can select only that one column and I can go and I can see here how many columns are imported here. Only one column, though we have how many columns here? 2 columns. Column wise, table wise, whatever you want, you can go and you can import it, and whenever you don't want something, you can remove from here. This is called as database view. This is called as repository view. Now I am trying to click on here, finish. What you got the layer? Physical layer. Under this one, what is this? WARCL. WARCL is nothing but what? It is a database object name. If you want to change the name, let us say I am changing this name, it is a database object, right? I can put whatever name I want it. Database underscore ORCL. What is the version of the database type? Oracle 11G. Suppose tomorrow, if you want to communicate with any other thing, that corresponding thing will be coming here. If you import it from the Teradata, what will be coming here? Teradata. If you import it from the, let us say XML, XML will be coming like that. N number of databases are available. As of now, this database object is what? Oracle. Under this database object, what we have? Connection pool. This object is called as connection pool object. And under this one, we have, what is this object? Technical name, schema. It's called as what? Schema, physical schema. You know already, SCOT is what? One physical schema. Supply to is what? One physical schema. One database will have n number of schemas. N number of schemas. And under the schema, we have here, what is this? Very good question. What is the difference between user and schema? If I say username, or if I say owner name, if I say schema name, all are one and same. All are one and same. The moment you create one user with the same name, schema will be created. The moment I create the user, I mean to say, if I go here, create user, let us say ROM identified by let us say RR capital, IT is small, 1 2 3, enter. Sorry, something wrong. Secret create user ROM identified by, oh, create spelling is wrong.
Create spelling. Yeah.
Now user is created, right? Now if I go and try to observe here, let us say I am going to the file menu, or you can go for directly here, right click, import the metadata, click on the next. Now what is the user? What is the schema? RAM, right? Are you seeing RAM here? No? At least one table is required to show it. Let me What you're saying? Wrong. Previously, we don't have any tables, right? It is empty. What is the purpose of this window? Importing the tables. Nothing is available. What are going to import it, right? That's why it is not shown previously. I created one table. What is the table I created? Test. In the test, how many columns I created? Only one column I created, column one. That is showing it. Now it is schema or not? It is schema. But did I create any specific schema I created here? No. Yes or no? That means what? If you create the username, automatically what is happening? Schema name also created with the same name. The same name. That's what my meaning. That's what my meaning. Okay. Today we learned how to import some tables from Oracle database to physical layer. Continuation of this one, tomorrow I will go and try to explain remaining things. Am I clear? Right. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll meet. Bye bye. Any questions, folks? I'm trying to save here. Let me save it. I'm saving yours. Then I'm closing it. Tomorrow I'll continue from that point. Okay. Thank you. Just follow the notes line by line. You have to follow it. That's it. Whatever we have the step one, creating RPD file and importing metadata only. I did it. Step by step you have to follow. That's it. Okay. Once it's completed, tomorrow we'll go for the step two. That is called as creating keys and join. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.